speaking of the holidays, it's kind of a nice story. So 22 years ago, Carolyn Bouchard-MacNeil, who herself is a mother of three, started a small holiday drive along with some friends. But the good news, the amazing news, it has since snowballed into Carolyn's Community, which is a nonprofit volunteer organization that last year alone ensured that over 4,000 children had brand new toys to open up on Christmas morning. And Carolyn is on the line. Hi, Carolyn.
Hi, Aaron.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. 22 years ago, that's a long time. You remember back to when you started this?
Yes, I do.
How did it come about originally?
It was actually an idea that my sister and brother-in-law actually had. They wanted to host a party with all of us, having calling it the annual gift wrapping party, and it was all friends and family. And we got our lists initially way back when from the old mission that was actually linked to the Gazette Fund way back then. And we got a list of 30 kids that we started with, and we had some food, and we all brought a gift, and we did some wrapping all together and had a great time. And then, as you said, it kind of snowballed over the years, and I guess this whole thing resonated with me because my father actually grew up as an orphan, and he never got anything for the holidays. So when Cindy and Derek, my sister and brother-in-law, wanted to do something like this, I was like, count me in. If I could help out people that were in my dad's situation growing up, it was always a pleasure to do.
So with respect to where you do this and how people can get involved, are you working in one specific area?
I'm all across Montreal, so we've grown over the years. We started with that small list, and then over the years, we every year add on a new shelter or a women's shelter or an organization. So we're up to 75 organizations now throughout Montreal.
Wow.
Off island, on island, and I like to say I have head elves that work all over the island for us, that are individual elves, we call them, that take a list for themselves and go out to their own family and friends and network. And I have over 50 companies, including schools and gyms all over Montreal as well, that take a list from me and go out into their networks to participate. So we're all over the place now, which I'm happy to say.
So people hearing this, if they want to help get involved, what do they do? How do they do it?
So on top of the head elves and the companies, we also have probably about 1,000 individual kids that fall under me still. We call them our community elves, and they would just go up to our website, which is Carolyn's Community. We still have lots of kids left because we just started about a week or two ago, and we're running up until December 13th. We always have a lot of teens left over in the list and women's gifts, so that's kind of, if you're interested in participating, sometimes we kind of push people that way because we always have lots of people that donate for the younger children. So they would just go up to the website and they would go under the toy drive section, and everything is there on how to participate. Seeing them on the line as well, I would also like to say, you've said we've been doing this for 22 years. It's been on a purely volunteer basis on my part. So we're also actively looking for funding for the nonprofit that I've become last year, so that we can help continue doing the toy drive for another 22 years. And I also run 4 other programs on a yearly basis. Okay.
I should mention, you think you just did, but you talk about working with local nonprofits. So that includes shelters, right? So you said for women and their children,
exactly.
too. Exactly.
We cover all the women's shelters in Montreal, as well as we do a lot of group homes and a lot of organizations that work with refugees, underprivileged families, single mothers. Okay. Elderlies in isolation, and so on.
So Carolyn's Community online, you'll find the webpage there, and you can get all the details as to how and why. Terrific. Perfect. Carolyn, thank you so much. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on the show tonight, Aaron.
Carolyn Bouchard-MacNeil, founder of Carolyn's Community Toy Drive, 22 years later, still going strong, bigger than ever. So help them out if you can.